Hey everyone, good morning. So, my name is Sreehari. I will be your trainer or your guide for this particular session. So, here what we're gonna look into is basically a little bit about CCNA and the different tracks that you have in the Cisco vendor side. Okay, so as I was saying, CCNA session, and by the way, this session is in tie-up with Corinata Solutions Private Limited. They will be starting a new batch on CCNA right now. So to get in touch, please feel free to contact through the details given on the public screen right now. You can contact me or contact directly to contact at coordinatasolutions.com. Okay, so yes, now let's come back. As I was saying, we will be concentrating on like what are the different courses and everything, as well as some uh, basic details about CCNA and networking. So right now there is an actual certification track or certification course for CCNA, that is implementing and administering Cisco solutions, for which you can get certified on version 1.1. At the same time, we have content for 1.1 to 2.1 right now, although 2.1 is not yet released to the public for, let's say, exam purposes. So we'll cover all that in like a couple of minutes. Okay. So first things first, there's some basic things you can know about CCNA session is that it basically covers all the base things that you need to know about networking. So there are a lot of topics when it comes to part of your CCNA session, and I'll show you what all these are, as well as what are the privileges that you get or what are the different uses of going for CCNA certification. First thing obviously is job, because right now if anybody is looking to like start their profile or start their career on to the networking profile or planning to move into the networking profile, especially since AI and everything came up, this is one of the fields that still stays up because it requires people to work on devices as well as program devices for automation requirements, to set up actual physical area to do some kind of actions, like for example service provider collaboration, enterprise level setups, etc. So this field is never going out, first of all. So yes, this is the step one that you are taking towards a networking job. So that is the first thing. Next, you have an option to actually like improve yourself in different tracks when you come into the CCNA session. So for example, let me just show you some of these tracks that are currently available. So okay, so these are some of the basic tracks that you have. Let me see. Yes, that should be better. So entry level CCST, I would not recommend that. Main reason is that does not actually cover too much into the networking side. It just covers a bit on the physical side of it. So my recommendation for starting any particular session will be from the associate. That should be the good like starting point. And to be honest, like any candidate with basic computer knowledge will be able to cover that up and get a grasp on that networking side of it. Okay, so this will be your first certifications or for certification that you can take when you're planning to move into a networking side. After that, you have like different tracks that are available called, as you can see here, one is CCNP Enterprise. So let's forget about CCNP part. Like Enterprise is a service provider, data center, security, collaboration, and a few other couple of new tracks that has been introduced is one is DevNet and the other one is CyberOps. Okay, so each one of them deals with a completely different track inside the networking field itself. If you are completely working on data center, go for this data center. If you are working on the business intent of any particular company, I would recommend enterprise. Or let's say if you're working with an ISP as a service provider, you can go for that SP. And if you want to learn about the security part of it, you have a track for that. And if you're planning to go into the cybersec mode where you have to learn about offensive as well as defensive kind of requirements, that is a new course introduced called cyber ops. Although we only have up to CCNP level for cyber ops, like only to professional, expert level has not yet been added. So to obtain all these certifications and all, you basically have one format that you have to follow. Level 1 to learn the basics is the associate level, and for enterprise, service provider, data center, security and collaboration, this associate level certification is CCNA. And even before going into DevNet or CyberOps, I would recommend you go for CCNA. Major reason is, first you need to know about networking before going into protecting the network from CyberOps based threats, as well as before automating the DevNet, because DevNet associate that helps you to learn about automating in a particular network. So if you need to know about automating a network, you need to know about network first. So my recommendation is always start with CCNA, and after that you can decide to go to any one of these tracks, even to DevNet Associate. Okay, so once you're done with CCNA, that's the associate certification, you're good. And if you want to then move to DevNet, you can go directly to DevNet Associate, or CyberOps, go for CyberOps Associate. After that, if you want to move on to professional, basically you will have to cover two exams. So first exam will be a core exam. So here you can see the core exams mentioned. The core exam here is N core, then SP core, then DC core, S core, CL core, etc. And here the core exam is Dev core and CBR core. If you get any one of the core exams, what happens is you will get a specialist badge, that is level 2. After associate, so these are the associate exams. After that, once you have covered the core exams, you will get a specialist certification. Along with that core exam, if you are able to complete one concentration exam, any one concentration exam. So if you're taking NCore, you have these options. Any one of these concentration exams you can finish off. Or if you're taking service provider, you finish off any one of these, like concentration exams. Similarly here, like pretty much all over here. So in DevNet as well, you have this core exam, along with if you are completing one of this concentration. It's kind of like an elective exam. You can take whichever one you want. You finish that off, so you get a core and a concentration exam that gives you the professional level certification, and it's clearly mentioned over here as well. So you finish one core and one concentration exam, your CCNP, or a professional level certified like engineer. Okay, so these are the requirements to leave to reach CCNP. Then if you are planning to go ahead and reach the expert level, your requirement will be one of the core exams, which is still valid, because all these exams are valid for 3 years. And if you are taking extra exams, like for example, you finished off NCore on, let's say, 2020, and then you want to within 3 years, if you are taking one of the concentration exams, then both of their validity will be like extended to another 3 years. Okay, so once you have a core exam, what you can do is you can sit in for an 8-hour lab. So that is a little bit on the higher level. You have to have some hands-on practice, or how to put this, some like actual knowledge into the technology, like working experience over there, to go to CCIE level certification. So once you are comfortable with that, you can attend an 8-hour lab conducted by conducted by Cisco. That again will be proctored, and once you pass that 8-hour exam, you will be getting a CCIE certification. So are the basic tracks that you have. At the moment, you have CCIE for all the tracks other than CyberOps. CyberOps, the CCIE is not yet how to put this, stable yet. So all the others you can plan for at the moment. From what I know, CyberOps should be up and running by 2026, end of 2026, before that. Okay, so these are the different certifications and everything you can go for at the moment. Okay, so just wanted to give you an idea on that. And once you complete each one of these certifications, you will get a badge uh, to verify that you have those certifications, which you can basically use to like improve your resume, as well as obviously this is something that you learn which gives you a huge boost in the job profile area as well. For example, these badges and all, you will be able to view them in Credly. So let me just show that as well. I do have an account on that. Just a second. There we go. So yeah, this is basically how it's gonna look like. So yes, this is my account, by the way. Sorry about that. And if you go down, you can actually see some of the certification badges that has been obtained by me. So you can see this is CCNA routing and switching, which, as I mentioned, has expired and changed now. Like right now, it is not just concentrating on routing and switching. For CCNA now, it covers basically all the other tracks. Like you have security, a little bit about service provider details, and everything will be taught in CCNA. So this they have changed to this, just Cisco certified CCNA, not routing and switching, not limited to routing and switching. Hence that. And right now you can see some of my certifications. This is associate, and this is for dev core. You can see it's core, and devnet professional, because I completed another concentration exam as well, that was for DevOps. So all these badges and everything you'll be able to view over on this correctly, and you will also be able to add it to your LinkedIn or any other like platforms to boost your profile as well. If you want to check it out, like it will be looking something like this. So this is again my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so if you go down, like if you want to check out my profile, please feel free to do so. You will also be able to see my experience and everything over here. um, yes, there we go. So as you can see, all your credentials and everything you'll be able to showcase over here on your LinkedIn profile, thanks to Credly. And whoever want to verify it will be able to verify it. They just click on that link and they can click on verify and actually see that when it was issued, how long it is valid, all these details they'll be able to view over there. Okay, fine. Just wanted to show that as well. So now let's come back to CCNA. Okay, so some of the major content that we'll be covering in CCNA, I'll just show that. Okay, sorry about that. So this is the version 2.1 learning path, although currently the exam is concentrated on 1.1. So this is 1.1 plus some extra content that has been added. Nothing has been removed from 1.1. Okay. So on this, you will learn about network fundamentals, where you will learn about what are the functions of networking, how you can set up a peer-to-peer or a host-to-host communication model, how to like work on an operating system, how to make change configurations, how to back up an operating system, those kind of stuff. And you have like similar uh, other topics as well, like network access, IP addressing. So like IPv4, IPv6, how to set up this IP based communication, how to create a network, etc., etc. Those kind of things we'll discuss over there. And layer 2 protocols, though, we learn about basically switch based communication models, like how you can set up VLANs, how to set up inter VLAN communications, etc. So a bit of security as well as communication models and everything will be discussed over there. And then you have routing concepts like what are the different functions of routing, how you can make sure like the packet goes from one device to another device. By packets I mean data. Okay, how that like transfer happens over there, how you can troubleshoot a network, etc. Those kind of things we'll discuss in routing concepts. Then you have layer 3 protocols where we will learn about IP, a bit about subnetting, those kind of stuff, along with uh, like one of the major protocols like routing protocols like OSPF. I believe it is open shortest path first, that is OSPF. And we will learn about how you can set up redundant like communication to the network on layer 3, and a bit about security where we learn about some basic firewalls, some kind of attacks that you can expect on your network, how you can prevent those attacks, how to set up filtering using access list or ACLs in this case. You will learn about that. Then you will learn about device security, not network but device. That as in how you can set up some kind of defenders, as well as how you can set up user ID and password to your router switches when you're taking them remote access and all. So we'll learn about that, a little bit about WAN technology, but to be honest, not too much will be covered on WAN because CCNA is concentrating more on LAN. WAN we will learn some basic things like enabling, like how you can enable internet connectivity to that ISP, how you can make sure your quality is good, like how you can have faster internet, whereas faster network communication, how multiple people can access the internet at the same time. All these kind of things we will discuss on WAN. And we will learn a little bit about network management and automation. So that is a new topic that has been introduced since DevNet was introduced. So this helps you to get a little bit idea into whether you want to take that particular track. So giving you an introduction into that particular track. And finally you will see like what all changes has happened, what all trends has been introduced in the last few years. All these things we will cover inside our CCNA session. Okay, so these are some of the major things. And for lab based requirements, what you're going to do is we're going to use something called a packet tracer, which is an official software given by Cisco, and it's completely free. It's for learning purposes. Okay, so I'll just show you that as well. Okay, I already have something opened over here. Just give me a second. Okay, that's fine. So this is just a topology that I created for one of my previous sessions for a company, not mentioning their name right now. Okay, so over here the concept was like after I completed every kind of sessions, what I do is I create some kind of like one session will be completely to make sure that they have understood. So this was something like that. It's kind of like a troubleshooting requirement. They had to make sure like you have some details over here. So you have to secure this entire yellow portion without anyone else, any other devices having access to them. Then you will have to set up connectivity between all the other PCs. Make sure that all the other devices are able to communicate with each other. Avoid loops like this. So this is what you're seeing over here is kind of like two buildings and enabling communication between them through a particular ISP like internet service provider. How to do that using VPN based connectivities, all those kind of things. This was kind of like a CTF. They have to find different issues, find different how to fix them, kind of like that. Okay, so these are some of the devices that you basically make use of, like end devices like PCs, and you have switches, routers, etc., to enable communication between multiple networks and multiple devices. Okay, so let's do something. I'm just gonna exit from here. Let that be there. I'll open something new. Just save it. So this is basically how it's gonna look like when you open a Cisco's packet tracer. All you need is a basic Gmail ID. You will be able to download it, log into this, and start working with it. we'll discuss more in detail about that when we start our session. So over here, what you basically will be able to do is you'll have a lot of different network devices available over here. So here inside network devices, you have routers. You can choose whichever model you want. Like all you have to do is like drag and drop. That's it. And similarly, if you want to add a switch, you bring it over here like that, or a PC, as simple as that. For establishing connection, you can go for this connections, that lightning button you see over here. You click on it, and all you have to do is choose the right port over here, find the right port over here, done. Similarly, click on this, select one port and connect it over here. In case you're not familiar with which kind of cable, which kind of connection you want to establish, just go to this, automatically choose connection, click, done. And you can verify which port was connected by just putting it over here. Like hover it over there and you can see like which connection, like which is up, which is down. All these details you'll be able to see over there. So this is basically how you can establish connection to different devices, different ports, etc. And this is a simulation tool that you will make use for this particular session as well. So I believe that should be good. Like we'll be good for an introduction or a demo session. So these are the content that we'll basically be covering, and these are the resources that we'll be using. And my plan is not just to, let's say, how you will be trained to like get certified on the Cisco Ccna certification. That I can promise you. Other than that, you will also like I'll also like you to prepare to make sure that you're ready for the industry. As in, like once you join in as a network engineer, you will have basically most of the time for initial students, you'll be working on troubleshooting, you'll be working on finding issues on switches, routers, and maybe connectivity issues to a particular PC or a particular network. How to find those issues, how you can resolve those issues, that also, like what are the step-by-step model that you need to like fix that particular issue, those kind of things. Or how you can implement an entire network, like one complete network, how you can implement them, like again LAN based, because since we are discussing about CCNA, we will limit it to that for freshers. Okay, so how you can do all these things, we will discover, or we will discuss that as well. Okay, so that is my plan for our session. And if you're interested, feel free to connect with us. And as I mentioned, this is the like number details that you can use. You can connect in this number, or if you are already in touch with one of our sales team, please connect through them. They'll help us to coordinate that particular session based on your requirements as well. We do have long-term and short-term sessions depending upon your comfortability. I'll be able to help you with that. And yeah, that's me, by the way. I'll be the one who will be taking the initial sessions for you. And yes, that's our website, feel free to check it out. Although at the moment we do have a few more tweaks to do over there. So if you're planning to take a session, connect directly with us. Okay, so thank you guys, it has been nice talking to all of you. Please feel free to get back in touch. Okay, bye then.